Greetings. I bring to you now a situation update involving news that really matters. Furthermore, this news regards what we call first contact with our cosmic neighbors. Whether you realize it or not, Earth is already well into the third phase of the preparatory stages of what is known as first contact. But because of the multitudes of hindering factors, such as prior unresolved intercultural conflicts, interreligious conflicts, the high, intense involvement of the dark side, the Illuminati, the cabal, deep state, what have you, Maldician agendas in economic world affairs, transactions, coupled with the world government's truth embargo. That's right, outright denial and lying ever since 1947. That is also convoluted by dark side agendas, the Illuminati, deep state, cabal, and most of all, the prevailing presence of the frequency barrier, which I've discussed in many of my past videos, coding the hive mind, the frequency barrier, digital matrix, third dimensional hologram, etc., etc. But the frequency barrier prevents Earth from advancing forward from the third phase into the fourth. And I just kind of launched right into the third phase where we're at currently. The first few phases I'll include in this video's notes, but suffice to say, a dramatic deviation of plans will have to be conducted from the extraterrestrials' timetable and plans to be transferred into the hands and the will of that almighty entity that is being facilitated by the scribe and caretaker nicknamed as Thoth, the Atlantean. The timeline will be advanced according to quantum realities and physics. But the frequency barrier is something that's very important to dwell upon and think about, because frequency, your vibration, what is your vibration currently right now? Are you vibrating with joy, with free of anxiety? Are you, if you were to take a frequency test, would you say your frequency, your vibrations are high or low? Are you in fear? Are you content in love, confidence, focused in the here and now? Or are you somehow drawn to some other quantum reality? Are you in a state of anxiety? It's really very simple. There's only two very simple choices, two directions to be faced towards or heading towards, and that is love or fear. And this is all relevant and very important because the higher light will eventually engulf even the lowest astral plane, those areas of the world of our reality, quantum reality, that are vibrating with low vibrations, fear, anxiety, confusion. And the lost ones, those people who are lost in that vibration of fear, will need to relocate to another planet on which they will hopefully release their habit of power over others, as well as their need to be a victim, have an enemy, suffer before they can change, etc. You see, the power over other can only exist when there are others who have chosen to be a victim. I'm not saying that the choice to be a victim is a conscious choice, as it is usually an unconscious choice. Many have become addicted to the third dimension format of ruler and ruled, masters and servants. This addiction will only fade when those trapped within the format of power over others, service to self, essentially. Remember that Gaia is a planet currently that is ruled by free will. So because of Gaia's free will, those who choose to be in the power over other format in order to be a victim can also choose to release that addiction and take charge of their own life. Those who wish to help these ones can best do so by sending them unconditional love and violet fire. Refer to Saint Germain and the violet flame. Unconditional love is likely unknown to those lost to the power over other format. as they have likely lived their lives. In fact, they have likely lived many lives, believing that they were not the masters of their own destiny. However, the gift of unconditional love will greatly impact them, as they have likely only received conditional love throughout many of their incarnations. Once they receive unconditional love, they will begin to realize that just maybe they can stand up to whatever has kept them in the pattern of being a victim. The realization will change their life forever, as they will discover that they just may deserve love unconditionally. The concept of deserving love just because you are alive is likely very new to these people, as they have grown up believing that they are not good enough. With this realization, they are ready to receive your gift of the violet fire to assist them in their process of transmutation into a higher frequency of reality. There are many invisible subplanes in the physical plane of the third dimension. Because love is far too often conditional within that frequency of reality, many people become lost in the belief that they are not good enough. The dark ones have a great deal of power within that resonance of reality for many cycles. They have maintained their power by convincing others that they are not strong enough to stand up for themselves and need the help of those who appear to be stronger. Because those trapped in what they perceive as their failures, disappointments, and hardships of the lowest resonance of the third dimension are so beaten down by life, they do not recognize that the assistance of these dark ones is really a trap. Therefore, the cycle goes on, from failure to failure, and from trap to trap. How does one recover from this cycle? We return again to unconditional love. Unconditional love is not an emotion. Unconditional love is an energy field of love, hope, empowerment, and promise. We will now address each of these concepts, beginning with love. Love is an energy field that travels in expanding cycles, whereas love's opposite, fear, travels in ever-decreasing cycles. We say cycles as energy fields travel in circular patterns, as they also travel vertically and horizontally. When we talk about an energy field, we mean a package of energy that resonates to the same fields of thoughts and emotions. In this case, think of the word field much as a field of grass, flowers, snow, or crops, such as wheat. Everything on this field is similar and needs the same amount of light, water, warmth, and/or shade. In the same manner, an energy field holds similar thoughts, which grow from the field of similar emotions. If one grows up and/or becomes trapped in an energy field of disappointment, failure, loss, and suffering, they will find others like them lost in that energy field. Since they are all lost, it is difficult for anyone to see the way out. Those who live via power over others work hard to create situations which diminish people and group them with other people who have also been diminished. However, unconditional love is also an energy field. This energy field is the collection of acceptance, support, and the empowerment of loving oneself enough to openly and warmly love another. Because every person can love and accept them, they can also love and accept others. In other words, one can only give away what they have. If a small group from the energy field of unconditional love were to join the energy field of disappointment and suffering, they would instantly feel that something is very wrong. Then, because they have been surrounded by unconditional love, they are able to say, "How can we help you?" On the other hand, they would likely feel inadequate if they were accustomed to the energy field of disappointment and hardship. In this case, the great power of unconditional love would greatly assist the one who have been beaten down by the hardships of life, because there is no judgment in unconditional love. Instead, there is acceptance and patience. Do you see how we are showing you the big picture of your reality? While you are walking in the midst of a huge field, you can only see that which is around you. However, if you were up on a hill or in a plane or on a starship, you would get the same perspective as we do from the higher dimensions of our ships, starships, that is. We welcome you to join us on our ships, but most of you are not yet able to consciously have that experience. However, we wish you to know that many of you join us while you are in your fourth dimensional astral body. Most often, this occurs while you are sleeping or doing a deep meditation, but soon your visits will be more common. Just as the person who lived within a fear-based power over energy field power over other energy field, may feel uncomfortable in a love-based power within energy field, your third dimensional consciousness may feel very uncomfortable in a fifth dimensional starship. Fortunately, our ships are filled with unconditional love, which will instantly make you feel safe and peaceful. Furthermore, just as the unconditional love we share with you transmutes your energy field into a higher resonance, your unconditional love towards those trapped in a power over others energy field will transmute their energy field into a higher resonance. Did you realize that you had that much power within? Did you realize that just by sending unconditional love to someone in need, that you can greatly contribute toward his or her process of transmutation into a higher resonance? Your world is on the cusp of a great change, and chaos usually precedes change. You will all be called upon to leave your comfort zone and bravely face aspects of reality that could be very challenging, in fact, frightening, to those who have never considered the fact that there are other civilizations beyond Earth. Then they will be confronted with the fact that these civilizations are far more technologically, mentally, socially, and emotionally advanced. Those who have lived by their power over others regime will be shocked, terrified, and dangerous. Therefore, those of you who are informed and prepared mentally and emotionally will be called on to send your deepest unconditional love into the energy fields of fear, confusion, and disbelief. Many of our Earth friends will welcome the shift in their reality because they are informed and have been in connection with us for many decades. On the other hand, many people have never even considered that there are higher dimensions of reality in which unaccountable societies and worlds live in peace and unconditional love. We hear you asking, when will this happen? We answer you by asking, when will you be ready to totally shift your perception of reality to include the higher dimensions? You see, we will begin our landings in the lower realms of the fifth dimension. Hence, only those who have expanded their consciousness beyond the fourth dimension and into threshold of the fifth dimension will be able to perceive our presence. As you can see from your internet, books, and classes, more and more people are beginning to consciously embrace a reality in which the illusions of the third, fourth dimensions are replaced with the proof that there is a fifth dimensional world as well as far, far beyond. Are you ready to embrace this higher dimensional energy field? If your answer is yes, then you will likely be among those who will be preparing, educating, and calming those who are not ready. If your answer is no, then you will likely never read this message or hear it even. But if you do, remember that reality is a choice of one's perception. The reality that you choose to perceive is the reality that you will believe is real. And the reality that you believe is real is the reality that you will live. Remember, whether you admit it or not, you are all the creators of your reality. Also, please remember, time is an illusion of the third dimension. When we say that we are coming now, that means you will experience that now only when you are ready. There are many of you with whom we communicate on a daily basis. Also, there are many of you who often visit our ships. Allow your third dimensional Earth brain to take as long as you need to adapt to the new Earth that is here now. To find this Earth, don't look up. To find the new Earth, look in with unconditional love. Namaste, namaskaram.